G'day guys, Daz from Our Salty Life. Today we celebrate 12 months of being on the road full time. We celebrate the highs, we celebrate the lows, but most of all, we just have a chat about what our experience has been. So grab yourself a drink, strap in, and join us on 12 months of review of Our Salty Life. Cheers guys.
12 months! We've made 12 months! I've got written down here a whole heap of questions that we get asked on a constant basis of what it's like to live on the road. So I thought, given that it's been 12 months of us being on the road, we could answer some of those questions and share those and take you on this journey with us and help you understand the experience that we've had over the last 12 months, which has been absolutely amazing.
And 12 months on the road, seriously, what's it feel like?
I reckon it feels like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 months.
Were you?
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like
that's what
a
it
year.
feels like. So, hey.
I think because you're changing locations and destinations all the time, every place you go to is new, it's fresh, it's like you just got there, so you never have a feeling of staleness or this is getting old. It's always new, there's new people, new things to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just constant.
I'll throw out one tip, because we have met a few of these guys. If your relationship's not solid, I'm gonna throw this into the atmosphere. This may not be your lifestyle.
Get a swag.
Yeah, it's if you're not in love and really love time with your partner, this ain't gonna fix it on the road. You have to really love your partner, really love spending a lot of time with them, because you are in a capsule a lot of the time. There's bad weather, there's flies, there's insects, there's sandflies, there's lots and lots of stuff that mean that you're going to spend a lot of time together. So if you think that this is going to fix a relationship, I'm not a counsellor, but look elsewhere, I would say.
Ooh, okay.
But
so here we go. Do you want to choose the first question?
I'll be happy for you to choose it. Well, right.
Well, the first question that comes up is probably a really good one. Where have you been?
Okay, where have we been? We're originally from Torquay. If you don't know much about us, we're Torquay, Victoria. We travelled up to the Gold Coast initially to go and see our daughter and our granddaughter and our new daughter-in-law, Christina, marry our daughter. So that was our first journey. So we rushed up to the Gold Coast. We spent a couple of months with the guys up there, had an amazing time, had an amazing wedding, and got to play grandparents. One of the hardest parts of this part is being an absent grandparent. We then doubled back. We came back down to through New South Wales along the east coast, and we then ran into Victoria, caught up with Alex and Dorothy, and Alex had his a wonderful 80th birthday that we made sure we were there for, and then we travelled across to South Australia. That was a real hit for us, and then through to Western Australia. We're now up in Caravan at the not to the top end, but 16 hours north of Perth and 10 hours south of Broome, approximately. Don't hang me on those ones, but that's where we are and where we've been.
The map that we've done on Polar Steps, if you follow us on Polar Steps, you can see where we've travelled, says, in a straight line from destination to destination, it's been 10,000 kilometres, but actually since we left home we've travelled 25,000 kilometres, so it might just be a straight line 10,000, but you do lots of touring around once you get to a destination. So that's where we've been. So we did the Eyre Peninsula, we didn't do the York Peninsula, we did the McLaren Vale, we didn't do the southwest of WA, but we've done the Ningaloo coast and the Coral Coast. And anyway, there's a question in here I know about what our favourite places are, so we'll save that. So next question, I'm going to take this question. You can add to it if you like. How's it been travelling with a dog? So I could not travel without my dog. He is part of our family, and he's just us, so we couldn't leave him behind in a million years. How's it been travelling with him? It's probably been easier than I thought it was going to be. Sure, we can't do national parks with him, but we knew that. What we did on the east coast is we would take it in turns to go for an explore in the national park. A couple of times if it's been like a coastal national park where you're just going to a lookout and you're driving back out again, we've taken him in, left him in the car, and then driven out again.
And we've tag teamed as well.
Yeah, and we've tagged.
So one of us stays in the car, one of us
Yeah.
goes out, looks at the lighthouse, does the National Lampoon's, Grand Canyon, takes a photo, does a little bit of an explore, and then we rotate out.
We knew before we came we weren't going to do big national park hikes
Stuff.
unless we could get a dog sitter. So we have a couple of times got a dog sitter. We left him with a dog sitter in Coffin Bay while we went and did an oyster tour. We left him with a dog sitter somewhere else, and now I can't even remember where. He went to a dog sitter on the Gold Coast when we had Christina and Jess's wedding.
Kalbarri?
Kalbarri. So we wanted to go and do Kalbarri National Park, and we left him with a dog sitter there. So we'll do those sorts of things, like we'll get him looked after. But the majority of the places we're going, you can take dogs. We're retired, so we're on a retiree traveller's budget, which means we're not going out to fancy restaurants and doing that sort of thing. We are going to places where Oz can come with us. He's turned into the best cafe dog. He sits under tables beautifully. He's patient. He's really good with that stuff. He's been great on the beach camps that we've been on. And in fact, he's probably a draw card. We've probably met a lot of people because we had Oz. People come and talk to you because you've got a dog. So how's it been travelling with a dog? It's been really...
Just doing a beer run.
It's been easy. We would recommend travelling with a dog. So while Daz is getting a beer, I'll find the next question. The second next question. How do you find dog-friendly campsites? That's really easy. So Wiki Camps is a great one. If you have the Wiki Camps app, you can apply a filter that shows you dog-friendly camps. That's how we find them. And that everywhere. The only place we had a problem with the dog-friendly campsites was on the East Coast during school holidays. So that was tricky. But yeah, it's easy. Wiki Camps. All right, next question, babe, is...
Do you support local? Yes, we do. I drink Emu when I'm in Western Australia. Go to the bush chook.
What would you change about your setup? That's for you.
Woo.
I know one thing, but you might
Well,
say it.
can you throw that at me at the start?
Oh, I think we'd want a boat.
Yeah, we've met some crazy, amazing people. Lost Tribe, Just Vanning It, and we've spent time in both their boats, and they've taken us on experiences. I didn't think that I was ready for a boat. I've always been a surfer by background, never been a bit of a fisho, but I now love it. It's great, yeah. So definitely, I would change our setup somehow to incorporate a boat, and we might have the opportunity to do that in the future.
Yeah, so that's probably it. All right, next question. What's your favourite place? I've got a few for different reasons.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Ladies first, it's your birthday.
Oh. Right. It's, you know what? Everywhere we go, I was saying this to somebody the other day, everywhere we go becomes your favourite place. It's like the last place you were is your favourite place because everywhere is so good. But if I have to think back to favourite places, Warolti Beach would be up there on the top of my list for favourite places. And a lot of that has to do, the majority of that has to do with the people that we were camped with. So we had a group of 8 or 10
we weren't even
travelling
going.
families.
We got invited.
Yeah,
we were heading.
said yes to that, and the weather was amazing. It was hot. We were camped right on the beach, and we were with the best crew. And for me, that was my favourite place. Not so much for the place, but for the experience. My favourite place is going to be the Ningaloo Coast. There's no doubt about that. I did love, I can't think what it's called. That place, Lennox Head. I did love Lennox Head on the northern New South Wales coast. That felt really comfortable to me. It felt really livable. But in terms of beauty and activity, the Ningaloo Coast for me has my money. What about you?
Ningaloo's been a hotspot for me for a long time. Grown up on the coast my whole life, mad surfer, kite surfer, supper, and now budding fisherman. I've never been a Spiro, but I could get into it up here. Ningaloo, whales, nature, surf, fish, space. A lot of the farm stays on the Ningaloo coast, they've got my money. We like beach, remote camping, and Ningaloo ticks every damn box.
All right, next question. What's your funniest or most memorable moment? Oh, that's a tricky question. Do you want to pause that one? Do you want to put that one to the side? Put that to the side and we'll come back to it if we can think of one. There's so many.
You know what? I'll throw in the surprise birthday party from the Warolti crew. Made me feel really connected to a new bunch of friends. And you know, we got we've got a damn solid group of friends, and we didn't come on this trip to recruit. But we have made some extraordinary friendships along the way, and that crew, every damn one of them, have been special to us. We haven't lost contact, and they've reached out a few times, as we have to a few of them when they've had a few bumps in the road. Those crew, you know who you are. They're special, and they made my birthday. We set up all our cars on the high tide line, had all the awnings connected. The crew got off, got some fish, and we got some squid, and we had a cook up, and the kids were playing, and the music started, and we started at lunchtime, and I think we pulled up at 1 or 2 in the morning. A typical Dazza party. It was a lot of fun, and I'll never forget that one. So that was very memorable. Oh, the whale.
Oh no, too many. See, too many memorable moments. All right, next question. How long are you traveling for?
We're definitely indefinite. Does that make sense? I don't believe I just said that, but if you know me, I do have some crazy shit come out. We're indefinite.
We don't have a time frame. We are going to travel for as long as it feels right and as long as we can. Is the answer to that. Because what we're doing, we're not just traveling, we're not just passing through. We really want to explore and get a feel for the places we're going to. We want to travel slow, not fast. And so that means that it might take us a long time to traverse the countryside that somebody else might do, you know, on a lap, on a 12-month lap. This is kind of similar to funniest or most memorable, but what's been the best thing about traveling? What's been the best thing about this lifestyle?
People.
Yeah, that's easy. People. The people you meet. We've made some amazing friendships in the 12 months that we've been traveling, like just incredible. People we know that we're going to keep in contact with for years to come. Even though we might be traveling on different routes, we are friends. Like there's something that connects you at the heart.
Yeah, and it's really strange how there is a like-mindedness with some of the travelling community.
Next question. I don't know whether you want this one. How's the ram performed? Do you want the next question?
We've broken down. Tomorrow we get on a plane and the ram comes back to Victoria.
On a tow truck.
On a tow truck.
Let's leave that there.
There's probably going to be another video about all of that. We're shattered.
This is different. How do you stay on top of maintenance? So, in terms of, like when you live on the road, you still have jobs to do. It's no different to being at home. You still have to clean, you still have to vacuum the floor, you still have to wash the sheets, you still have to do all of that stuff.
A sensible toolkit is imperative. You don't need a whole Milwaukee Makita toolkit. You need the fundamentals. You need a good drill, a good set of screwdrivers, a good socket set, a little bit of auto electrical stuff. Because if you can't use it, there's probably someone in a campsite that can. So get yourself together a little bit of a kit and carry that with you. You often will find that if you don't have something, somebody else might, but it's often a good sign of a good traveller that they've got their own product, because there's nothing worse than giving your product away to people who haven't done preparation. But check your wheel nuts. one of the biggest things that pulls people apart is just doing a weekly walk around with a breaker bar or a torque wrench if you need to, and just check your wheel nut tension. That's a big one that brings so many campers undone and causes a lot of grief, and ultimately could either injure one of your family or worst case, injure somebody oncoming traffic if your wheel falls off.
Anytime you see something wrong, you have to respond to it. So we thought that by spending big money, top dollar on our caravan and our car, we wouldn't have any problems. But we were wrong.
We were wrong.
Everybody has issues, and you have to respond to them when you do. We book ahead for our services on the car, so you know in advance when you're going to need a service.
If you think that you're going to go and knock on the door of the local mechanic
you're not going to get in the next day.
and get a generalised service, you're kidding yourself. Most of these guys, if they're good, they're normally booked out between anywhere to 4 to 6 weeks and even longer. Will they do emergency repairs? If you're a good person, you might be lucky, but preventative is a lot better. So book ahead.
Next question. Composting toilet, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't even. Just.
That's easy.
Yes.
We don't even have to explain that one. It's just a yes. If you want to know more, message us.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest surprise or learning?
That sounded like such a HR question. Did somebody ask us that, or did you ask?
I think for me, how easy we would adapt to this lifestyle. I thought there might be a bit of a transition, especially because we were retiring, going from full-time work to suddenly going to full-time travel, going from living in a house to living in a caravan. The biggest surprise for me was that it actually was really seamless and easy, and I think what I learnt from that is that we are much more resilient as human beings to our environment than what we realise. And
it's certainly not rainbows and skittles every day in a caravan. It's especially if it's just a 6 month or a 12-month trip. If you think that it's going to be a long termer for like us, it's a lifestyle. It's it takes a little bit of resilience to survive it, and not only survive but to thrive in it.
Okay, what's your fuel economy like?
I've been pretty stoked. We're about 21, weren't we?
Yeah, it was about 21. So it was about 21 litres per 100 Ks that we've got overall from our 25,000 kilometres.
And for that, I'm pretty shocked. As in, I'm stoked. Is the other side to that coin.
Yeah. So 25,000 kilometres, we've spent $11,700 on petrol. We've got 9 questions to go.
You still with us?
Next question.
Hang in there.
Oh, this is a double banger. Is that a word? Double banger?
Of course it is.
What is your budget and how do you afford to travel? Now, we monitor what we're spending so that we're aware of what we're spending, and we try and rein it in when we think we've gone a bit off.
We don't go to a restaurant and go, oh, we can't have an entree tonight.
No.
That's never been the way that we've rolled. And a lot of that's just damn hard work. That's not being a smart ass. We've worked hard for the little bit of a nest egg that we've got tucked in behind us. And I'm still ticking away doing a little bit of work online as well from the business.
So in terms of budget, like Daz said, we're cautious and conscious of what we're spending. We thought when we left home we would spend about $85,000 a year on the road. In our first year, it's turned out to be just a little bit over $100,000, and I'll pop this some stuff up here so that you can have a look at what we have spent. In terms of what we've spent this year, like the majority of the cost has been in our groceries and our accommodation, which most of our accommodation has been campsites rather than caravan parks. We've spent more in campsites and caravan parks. We've had a lot of car expenses, so a lot of car upgrades and repairs that we didn't realise we would have. Petrol has been $11,000, and when you think about that, that's less than $1,000 a month. That's not too bad, really, and that's because we're travelling slow. There's been some surprising things that we've spent money on. So aside from some some little things like we didn't realise that how much Oz costs us. Daz did, but I didn't. So, you know, we've spent over $5,000 on Oz, which includes his pet insurance and his food, and a couple of vet visits. What else?
Looking at Oz.
Some fun facts. $645 on firewood. Most of that was before Daz got a recip saw for Father's Day last year. Or no, you got it for Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah, and then we came into areas where
you can't collect firewood. Yeah. $350 on laundry in caravan parks and laundromats. $340 on pies at bakeries, and I would absolutely spend that money over and over and over.
And it hasn't affected our waistlines at all.
$155 on ice creams.
Woo!
And $145 on coffee. So clearly we like ice creams more than we like coffee. But we have a coffee maker in the van, so most days we make coffee in the van. So
if you're doing a budget, throw an extra 10 to 15 grand on it. It would be my suggestion. There's lots and lots of unexpecteds.
And so our 100 grand or just over that we've spent, that includes everything except anything related to our house back in Torquay, because that just comes out of the rent. So, and which is then part of how do we afford to do this. So yeah, we're retired, and yeah, we're too young to tap into our super just yet. So we're self-funded retirees. We have rented our house out in Torquay. We've got savings that we've got there that we can tap into. Daz is still doing a little bit of work as we go around the country. And so all of that just adds up to how we afford it. So how do we afford it? Just through frigging hard work over the last 40 years of our life to get to this point, and planning, really.
And a lot of savings and a lot of not gambling. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not
taken risks.
We're not gamblers. We're not smokers. We're not frivolous. We love a party, and I can be a little bit frivolous with our money when we're at a party, as in at a bar. But we're pretty conservative generally, and that's how we've ended up where we are.
So we don't do anything in terms of on the road. We don't do any affiliate marketing, or we're not like YouTube.
Dependent.
Monetized.
Yeah,
we don't do any of that.
We're not monetized. We're not looking to be monetized.
All right, let's go. Next question. How do you stay connected with family and friends?
Primary one is FaceTime, but then our other close friends, we FaceTime. We're available when anyone ever wants to reach out to us, and so it's FaceTime and Messenger.
And even we see our social media stuff as a way to stay connected to, or hopefully our friends can be connected to what we're doing. That at any time they can watch our YouTubes or look at our Instagram feeds, or get completely pissed off with us because we're in sunny Western Australia and they're in freezing cold Victoria. So a lot of what we do on social media is also trying to connect our family and friends to our life. So we try to stay connected with theirs, and we love watching their social media stuff. So let's go next one. What inspired you to start travelling full time? We love this. We love this question. We get asked this a lot when we meet travelling families. You go.
No.
You go.
I'm handbraking this one.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what inspired us to travel full time was that we both lost parents who were very young. We also lost a number of friends who were very young, and that for us was really pivotal to say there's more to life than just working 9 to 5 and amassing assets and money in the bank and having a house and cars and all of that stuff. That really doesn't matter. What matters is living life and living the life that you love. And so when we travelled 11 years ago for 6 months in our combi and did Western Australia, we knew this was the lifestyle for us, and we came home with an absolute commitment to say we're going to do this and we're going to do it full time, and we need to throw everything we can at preparing ourselves for that. So for the last 11 years, we've had overseas holidays to Bali, but we haven't done big holidays to Europe. We haven't had expensive cars. We've never done that.
We've never been to Europe.
No, we haven't. We will one day, but we haven't.
We were 40 when we had our first ever overseas trip
Yeah.
to Indonesia. We then did Indonesia for 18 trips, but we did a budget. We've never had an extreme holiday.
And I think we both know that if our parents, Darren's dad and my mum, who died in their 40s, if they'd had the opportunity to do what we are doing, we would have encouraged them and loved it, and thought, good on you guys, go. We wish they had that opportunity. And so selfishly, some people might say, we decided to do that for ourselves. Had that philosophy too, that you can always go and earn more money, you can't go and get more time. So you're one day away from a bad diagnosis. Like, nobody knows that tomorrow they're going to wake up and find a lump, or tomorrow they're going to go to the doctor and get a bad diagnosis, and it's too late then to do what you might want to do. So that's been up. All right, moving right along. What do you eat? I'll take this one.
It's all yours.
What do you eat? We just eat what you would eat at home, really. When it's not like you're going camping and you're eating barbecue food every single night. We eat vegetables, we eat meat, we eat normal meals, we eat stir fries, we eat curries, we eat
broccoli.
roasts, we eat broccoli. I am very good at one pot wonders. We have induction cooking, we have an air fryer, we have a microwave. So it's just normal. We don't eat anything funny. It's funny, lots of people from home travelling families don't ask us what do you eat, but people from home often say, what do you eat? Anyway, there you go. All right.
So we do a lot of roasts. So we do lots of stir fries. We do lots of just meals that Lee's the chef and the preparer.
Daz is the driver and the maintenance man.
Yeah. So we've got our circuit that works for us. That's getting a bit of a repetitive theme from me.
All right, we've got 5 more questions, and I'm going to just do them in order that they are in my hand because I think it works really well. Any unexpected surprises or challenges? We've kind of had this question, haven't we?
Health issues that caught us by surprise, and financially that knocked us around a little bit.
Yeah, true. What's Oz's favourite spot? What's Oz's favourite spot? He's sitting there looking at us.
Anywhere where Lee is. If he can Velcro himself to her, that's where he is.
I would say at the beach. Anywhere at the beach.
Yeah.
I think he has 2 favourite spots. One of them, and it's linked to my favourite spots. That's because he's my heart dog. I think his favourite spot was Warolti because we were camped right on the beach. He would step out of the caravan and he was at the ocean, and he was surrounded by little people who included him in every activity that they were doing, and he thought he was just one of them. And I think that for him that made that a highlight. The other place I think was South Lefroy. We were camped again right on the beach. He had his little buddy Ralph with him. And towards the end of the 2 weeks that we were there, his boundaries expanded. Like, he won't go outside of the boundary of our campsite. At South Lefroy, he was walking 2 and 3 sites
he had the boundary of 2 and 3 sites.
He was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty comfortable here. I know the lay of the land. So I think South Lefroy was a favourite for him too. All right, what do you miss about a stationary life?
It's a given. Family and friends.
Yeah.
We're tight. We love our family and we love our friends because they mean a lot. They mean the world to us. And so this has been the hardest part.
Without a doubt.
Definitely the hardest part of traveling.
All right, second last question. Where to next? What's the plan?
Well, the plan's changed.
changes.
That you need to be flexible if you can.
Yeah. So what's next? What's the plan? We're heading back to Victoria for a short space of time, and then we're going to head back west. So we're not done with the west. We haven't done the southwest yet, and we want to do the Ningaloo coast again. So we will make our way back here. We might go via the Murray River region. because we've never done that, and then we might do a little bit more of South Australia, perhaps the Flinders Ranges, and make our way down to Esperance, and then Denmark and Albany and Augusta around the Margaret River, and then head back up the Ningaloo coast. So, you know, that's the plan as it sits today, but anything could change. Very last question here. What's one piece of advice for anyone considering this lifestyle that you would give?
Be flexible. Be flexible. It's going to be your biggest friend. Ask questions, be available, and be friendly, and it will pay you back in spades. You will get tips, you will get advice, you will get assistance, and you will make friends. And I think one of the best things that I've got out of this stuff, besides living every day in close quarters with my favourite human on the planet, is the friends. Yeah, the friends that I've made along here that I'm gonna call it pretty special people to us. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best things, that the flexibility and the making myself a little bit more available has allowed me to make some great new friends.
Yeah, and my one piece of advice would be just do it. It's really easy to think that to find reasons of why you can't do something and to then validate that, but you should need to find the reasons of how you can do it, and just do it. Like, take the leap. If it's what you want to do, be brave. So that would be our advice. So guys, look at this pile of questions that we got through. That was a lot of questions.
If you stayed with us, I hope you've had a few beers, because it's probably been...
We have. So if you've got any other questions you want us to answer,
yeah, drop us a line.
send them to us, because we will answer those in future episodes. But this was a 1 year wrap up of what we've done, where we've been. We've put some maps in, we've put some bits and pieces in so that you can see what we've been doing and where we've been, and we're going to be out here doing it for a lot longer. So if you want to know anything else, by all means drop us a line. But
and if you see us out on the road, like a lot of yous have, we've had some crazy experiences. We even had one person take us back home and for coffee that was a follower.
Hi Richard.
Yeah, it was a funny experience that we talk about to a lot of people, and that's not normally our style, and it was a great experience.
Apparently it wasn't his either, but yeah, it was good. And so come and talk to us and say hi, and please, let us know your thoughts, ask us your questions, and otherwise we'll keep on doing what we're doing and living our salty life.
Hit that subscribe button. Like it.
Drop us a comment.
It's going to help our channel.
Okay. Woo, cheers.
That was a good cheers.